So this is the 150-gallon Reef tank that we'll be switching out the sump on today. This is a business customer, and since this was a kind of an extended project, I came in on a Sunday to switch out this sump. I love this Reef tank. The colonies are huge, it's well established, kind of just runs its own thing. You can see down here though that there's some light algae starting to form and some diatoms on the sand. It's kind of exaggerated by the Polyp Lab lens, I think that's what it's called, but by the lens that's on the camera. Yeah, there's a little airplane stuck in a rock work. You can see how much these mushrooms are taking over. They're actually beating back this Galaxia coral somehow. But he seems to be doing okay here. So this is the ice cap gyre pump that's on the tank. It's the 3K, it's the only pump running it. And then here's just a 30-inch, I think that's what it is, 300 watt LED. There's the overflow. So here's the sump before. Here are the electronics and the skimmer. You can just see that it's not very clean down here, and it is partly my fault. I could have done some better cleaning and cord organization, but we're about to take care of all of that now. There probably wasn't a drip loop in some cases, and so yeah, there's the return from the pump and the return down from the tank on the left. Those go into the corner overflow of the tank. Here are the bio balls. They were very, very dirty. Here's a shot of the waste underneath. This stuff stays built up. I don't know if it's more sand settled or waste, but I'm gonna get that all taken out. Here is the sump, guys. This is a 30-inch Bashsea Smart Series in either blue or gray. I'm not sure the color that this is. I love all of the cord organizing. I love the opening. I think that's such a cool shape. Here are the 3 filter sock holder spots. I think that's very unnecessary on the sump. That's a big con for me though. Lots of dosing holders. This is a pretty cool divider. This adhesive was annoying to get off, but I prefer that they had it and the stuff doesn't get scratched. Here are the drain pipes that I'm just going to get out of the way. Now, this bottom right corner is for the return pump. So on the left, it'll be a refugium, skimmer in the middle. The bottom right is the return pump. This is the simple auto top off that I'll be setting up. It's just an ice cap ATO, a 10-gallon tank, and a 10-gallon tank lid, which I just ordered. So let's get started with removing everything. First thing I did was just turn the power off and unplug all of the electronics. I got the power blocks out of the way, just started unplugging stuff as I got to it. The heaters you want to take out of the tank last. I let the skimmer drain before taking it out. It's easy to forget to do that and it spill a bunch on the floor. It still spilled a little this time even, but luckily I had the towels out. Here are the heaters. I'm just gonna pull them out slowly and make sure that they are not hot anymore. Okay, it's time to drain the sump. I get all my buckets out, I get them ready, so I'm not rushing to find anything when I need to pump water. And I drop the pump in the sump there, and I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. This sump was holding about 15 gallons of water, and I am mixing that over on the side. Here's all of the electronics. When you're draining tanks or sumps to move, you really want to make sure that you get as much water out as possible. Even a ½ inch of water could be many, many pounds. So run the pump until it does not run anymore. With all of the electronics out of the tank, I'm going to pull off the drain line and let that excess water that was sitting in the hose drain down into the sump. And I'm also going to pull out the pump. I'm not even going to unhook the pump from the tubing. Looks like the tubing length is going to be just right. So I'm just going to swivel it over to the side here and pop out the sump. It was surprisingly light, probably only about 15 pounds. At this point, I am an hour and a half into the project to give you guys an idea of how long this is taking. Here's a shot of how much junk was in there. I think it was a lot of sand, but I'm sure there was plenty of fish poop as well. That is dirty water right there. I do not want that in my tank. Got the stand cleaned out. I got a bunch of the paper wrapping taken off of this sump, and it's just going to slide right into place. It's actually the same length as the other sump, I'm almost sure, so I was not worried about it fitting at all. But the opening is 30 inches, the sump is 30 inches. This thing was going into place. There's plenty of room for it to slide over. After placing the tank, I'm just gonna slide this pump in. It fit like a glove. Tubing length, the size of the pump in that little compartment, everything was just right. Auto top off container is in, and there's room for more. I actually ended up pulling the sump out of the corner a little bit more than it is right now. And the moment I've been waiting for since I got this sump, taking off the front paper. This is actually my second Bashsea Smart Series sump. I got a 36-inch about a year ago, and I love that thing. That's why I jumped when I saw this one. So I really like their work. It's very clean, and it's a little bit more creative than just the plain ones. It's not that much more money. And it's time to add water. You'll see I got the rest of the gear in here, and I got it plugged in. I was kind of in the way the whole time I was installing this stuff, but most of those equipment that have screens and stuff, they have little screw mounts on them, so I mounted them, and I'm waiting to plug the heater and the auto top off in till the sump is running. Here it is all full, auto top off full, auto top off running. Everything is running super smoothly. This part actually went really fast. This is around the 2.5 hour mark at this point when I'm finishing up and starting to clean. I think the last thing that I'm going to do besides adding that ATO top is mount those heater controllers. I think it'll look a little bit better. here's how it ended up looking though. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a sump swap on a 150-gallon reef tank. Have a great day.